What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 2 Millionaire Maker. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. Okay guys, this is for the Millionaire Maker slate, which is the Sunday main slate at 1 p.m. Oh, and stick around to the very end of this video. After I show you all my picks in the Draft Dashboard tools, I'll show you these players in DraftKings and in FanDuel, the Millionaire Maker slates. There'll be 2 spots open that you'll have to fill in, but you'll have a great Millionaire Maker core. Okay guys, NFL Week 2, my Millionaire Maker quarterback is going to be Philip Rivers from the Indianapolis Colts, playing the Minnesota Vikings, who have the worst defense overall, and they give up the second most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Philip Rivers scored 19.8 fantasy points in Week 1, and he's only going to be about 2% owned here in Week 2. His projection is a little bit low here. He's only projected at 16 fantasy points for Week 1. I think he makes a nice Millionaire Maker play because of his low ownership, and when he gets hot and he's not throwing interceptions, this guy can throw for 4 touchdowns. He's $5,900 DraftKings salary and $1,200 more on FanDuel. So you're going to be saving a lot of salary here at the quarterback position, so you can fit those studs in at running back and wide receiver. Vegas thinks there's going to be 48 points scored in this game, and they have the Colts favored by 3. So that's a high-scoring game, a competitive game, a fantastic matchup. So I like Philip Rivers here versus the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, so my Millionaire Maker running back here in Week 2 is going to be Ezekiel Elliott from the Dallas Cowboys, playing the Atlanta Falcons, who have the second worst defense overall, and they give up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing running backs. Ezekiel Elliott scored 27.7 fantasy points in Week 1 off of 4 pass targets and 22 rush attempts. Now, he is going to be high owned here. He's going to be about 20% owned, but he was on the field for 88% of the snaps, and he touched the ball 41% of that time. He's projected at 19.1 fantasy points here in Week 2, and he's $8,200 DraftKings salary and just $400 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 53 points scored in this game, with the Dallas Cowboys favored by 4, so a high-scoring game, relatively competitive game here, a great matchup. Ezekiel Elliott gets a ton of carries, he gets the goal line work, he's a beast. So I like Ezekiel Elliott here versus the Atlanta Falcons. Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL, MLB is still going, NBA is right around the corner. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, my Week 2 Millionaire Maker wide receiver, I'm going to save some salary here, and I'm going to go with Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen from the LA Chargers, playing the Kansas City Chiefs, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they're middle-of-the-pack defending opposing wide receivers. Now, Keenan Allen only scored 7.7 fantasy points in Week 1, but he did get 8 pass targets. He's only going to be about 6% owned, and he was on the field for 95% of the snaps. He's projected at 12.9 fantasy points here in Week 2. He's only $5,700 DraftKings salary and $1,200 more on FanDuel. And Vegas thinks this is going to be a high-scoring game, 47.5 points scored in this game, with the Chargers trailing by 8.5. So it should be a passing game script for the Chargers, while they most likely are going to be trailing the Kansas City Chiefs the whole game. Also, Keenan Allen has scored 23 and 21 fantasy points in his last 2 games versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So I like Keenan Allen here versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, moving on to the tight end position. My millionaire maker tight end for week 2 is Noah Fant from the Denver Broncos playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have a good defense overall, and they were middle of the pack defending opposing tight ends. Noah Fant, he scored 19.1 fantasy points in week 1 off of 6 pass targets, and he's only going to be about 1% owned. On the field for 73% of the snaps, projected at 9.1 fantasy points here in week 2. He's only $4,400 DraftKings salary and $900 more on FanDuel. Now, Vegas does think this is going to be a low-scoring game. Only 41.5 points projected in this game, with the Denver Broncos trailing by 7.5. So a passing game script here, as the Denver Broncos should be playing from behind against Pittsburgh. I love that he got 6 targets last game. I know one of those passes was a big play for a touchdown, but he got 6 pass targets, so he's involved in this offense. I like the low ownership for the millionaire maker and the low salary to open up that salary for the other positions. So I like Noah Fant here versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. You've unlocked the bonus content. Okay, here we are in the DraftKings lineup optimizer over here on Draft Dashboard, and we have our millionaire maker core locked in here. We've generated a lineup, so let's see who we have here. We got Phillip Rivers, Ezekiel Elliott, Melvin Gordon, Keenan Allen, Deontay Johnson, Jamison Crowder, Noah Fant, Allen Robinson, and the Buffalo Bills defense. We've spent $49,600 out of the $50,000 salary. We're going to leave $400 on the table. I like all those players. We got Phillip Rivers at 2% ownership, Noah Fant at 1% ownership, and then we have some higher ownership plays in here. Ezekiel Elliott at 20% ownership, Melvin Gordon at 13%, Deontay Johnson at 11%, Jamison Crowder at 13%, and Allen Robinson at 15% ownership. So I think this is a nice millionaire maker lineup. So I'm going to save this lineup so I can edit it later if there's any changes based on the injury news and whatever comes up throughout the week. Okay, now here we are in the FanDuel lineup optimizer over here on Draft Dashboard. We have our millionaire maker core locked in here, and we've generated a lineup. We got Phillip Rivers, Derrick Henry, Ezekiel Elliott, T.Y. Hilton, Keenan Allen, Paris Campbell, Noah Fant, Davante Adams, and the Panthers defense. So we got a double stack here with Phillip Rivers, with T.Y. Hilton, and Paris Campbell. Paris Campbell was on the field for 82% of the snaps last week, and he scored 11 fantasy points. So if the Colts end up playing from behind, and if Phillip Rivers can avoid throwing those interceptions and connect with his receivers, this could be a good stack here in week 2. So I think we got a pretty nice millionaire maker lineup on FanDuel, and I'm going to save this lineup here so I can change it later if anything comes up throughout the week. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NFL slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.